father, Scott Steen. Scott, how are you doing?
Hey, Truman, how are you?
Good. I'll tell you, I was actually talking to somebody this week, and they were, they were like, somebody, mentions is that, oh, well, Truman's got a new podcast, and, it's actually pretty good. How's it going, Truman? And we're, like, talking about it. And somebody was like, oh, is that the thing that you've seen, that I've seen you, like, I've seen some funny clips from that. I was like, yeah. And then somebody was like, so he's like, yeah, he's doing it with his dad. And the guy's like, oh, that makes more sense. I was like, I didn't understand who that was. And I was like, did you think I was doing it with just like an old, just like a, not old, sorry, but like a,
easy.
you think I was doing it with like a 50-plus-year-old, like I just met on the internet, or it's like, this guy wanted to talk health stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Wanted random fat guy.
Yeah, right. I was like, well, yeah, I met him on an online chat room. Luckily, he was willing to video chat me every week, so that's nice.
The last person I met in an online chat room was I can't think of his name. It would have been such a great pull. The guy from Dateline.
Oh, Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen. Yeah,
Yes.
that's.
I always almost get him confused with the guy who runs Red Zone, which is Scott Hansen. For a moment there, I was like, are those the same people?
And stunningly, none of them are in the band Hansen.
Yes.
There's just Hansens all over the place. By the way, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I was listening to last week's broadcast, and your it is almost on pitch was the last note of your intro. Now, I'm sure you didn't plan that because that seems way above your skill level, but both as a singer and as an editor. But I thought it was a happy coincidence. Now you have to listen to it and see if it happens again this week.
I know. Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna have to go back and check it out.
You do, and now you're gonna have to adjust your pitch because you could hit it. I think you're close. I think you could get there. So it's nice to see. Nice to be here. We are recording this on Memorial Day, of course. Happy Memorial today. You can't really wish Happy Memorial Day to somebody because it's actually designed to celebrate the service members that we've lost in war and in peacetime. So I hope everyone's having a good Memorial Day, and a special shout out to all of you who do have family members in the service, and especially those whose family members have given the ultimate sacrifice. So
absolutely,
yeah, absolutely. Truman, it is good to see that you have really taken this seriously, and you've done such a great job of getting that background in shape. This looks like a fantastic professional production where there's been drunk monkeys just throwing shit around for about the last 30 minutes in your studio. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's going well. We're packing up. We're almost ready to start moving some stuff. Next week, we get to start moving some stuff. Maybe we'll be in a new studio in the next, 4 episodes. You guys will see me somewhere different. So
we're all excited about that. So
that being said, welcome everybody, and let's get into it. Scott, let's talk about our health weeks. We had we're gonna have some interesting results for everybody here. I don't want to bury the lead. We got some great results for you.
And we're really good cumulative results. We averaged out well.
Yes. We'll bury this lead a little bit still here. We'll start with mine. I lost 0.3 pounds, Scott. I'm at 258. I'm stalling a bit. It's just
you are stuck like Chuck. And we talked about it last weekend. Your story is, or last episode, your story is you weigh in, you're 258 and change. 2 days later, you're 262, and now you're like, well, fuck, I gotta go. So you pedal, work your ass off, eat really well, and you're back down to 258 again on weigh-in day.
And I grinded for this 258. I really felt like I had a great week. That's my problem, is I keep feeling like I'm like, dude, I'm doing awesome. Lunch and dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch. And I'm like, dude, I cannot bust through it. And I think, I had like a happy hour or two, and even those I'd go and I have like one beer, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it light. I'm not gonna eat a bunch. And then I went to a Mexican restaurant. All I ate was I had some chips with the queso, just a little bit, and then I had the steak fajitas. I didn't even like eat the tortillas. I think I ate one tortilla, and then I just ate the steak and vegetables. That's how much I was, but I can't. I don't know. I'm beating my head against the wall a little bit here, But I think again we talk about it, it's kind of just the weekends. And actually, I was talking to my friends about this. Memorial Day. A lot of people get Memorial Day off, but some of my buddies own a lawn care business, and they mow lawns, trim trees. They do all sorts of stuff. And I was talking to them, and I asked them. I said, "Hey, do you guys this?" And trust, this is a roundabout story, but we'll get there. I asked them. I said, "Hey, do you guys not working on Memorial Day? Do you take Memorial Day off?" And they said, well, the grass doesn't really stop growing because it's Memorial Day, so we got to go out there and cut grass." And I said, "Well, that's fair." And I think that's the approach I kind of need to take to my weekends here. Is just because it's the weekend doesn't mean that I'm not going to gain weight, and it doesn't mean that I'm not going to have to lose that weight. And
Right.
the grass still grows on Memorial Day. That's gonna be my new saying. Whenever I think about like going crazy on a weekend, I'm gonna say to myself, the grass still grows on Memorial Day. We gotta rein it in.
I hope that works for you because I think that's stupid because the grass doesn't grow that much on Memorial Day. There's not a big difference if you cut it on Tuesday or Monday. You're like, you're not going to go out to somebody's house on Tuesday going, where the fuck were you yesterday?
Well, you'll be
This
behind on
grass.
your Tuesday through Fridays if you
Yeah.
don't cut it on Monday. It means that if you don't work on Monday, you're gonna have to work super long hours Tuesday through Friday to make up
Hey,
for it. The grass
the
still grows
trash,
on Memorial Day.
if
That's
the
what I'm saying.
trash companies can figure it out, I think the lawn care guys can figure it out. But if that works for you, my God, tattoo it on your chest. If the grass still grows on Memorial Day,
Yep.
that's fantastic. All right, very good. Well, I had an interesting week as well. My week was quite a grind
Yeah. Well.
as well.
Yeah. Your
Talked
week was a grind to hold on for life, I think.
we talked about it a little bit last week because I was kind of in the process of it when we recorded. But I decided to go on the tapeworm diet. I did the inadvertent cleanse. I did the inadvertent 4-day cleanse, man. And yeah, for those of you that didn't tune in last week, I had some stomach flu and was basically able to keep nothing down for about 4 days. And not surprisingly, those results were reflected on the scale. Truman, how'd I do?
7 pounds, Scott. You lost 7 pounds. You're knocking on the door at 300 all of a sudden. We were talking about, that's going to be, it's going to be a couple weeks, can be maybe a month until you're knocking on the doors at 300. You said, no, 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 no. What if I get violently ill for a week? I can lose 7 pounds and I can knock myself down to 301.8. Brings you up to 7 pounds lost total. You're at 23.05% of your goal. That's a 5.29%
Oh,
loss. So,
oh
Scott,
boy.
if you had this disease every week, you'd be done in about 5 months. So that'd be
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
My God, what a horrible 5 months that would be too. I do have to tell you this, I'm pretty happy because the day before weigh-in, I weighed the least. I weighed 300.3. So I was actually really glad I didn't get below 300 because I wanted to do that legitimately.
Right.
Because in no way, shape, or form will this hold. Because obviously, a lot of it is water weight. Because as much water and Jello as I would try to eat, there's just no way to replace. Um, when you've got the flu like that.
Yeah.
So I expect that to come back, and of course I had we talked 3 or 4 days where I had 200, 300 calories a day. So I expect a snapback next week. I would be thrilled if I was within honestly 3 pounds of that.
Right.
If I could hold 4 pounds of weight loss for 2 weeks, I would consider that a huge victory. I will not be 301 next week. I can tell you that.
Right.
But
We have
we're getting
times on this
right.
show where life kind of gets in the way, and this is one of those moments where it's like, all right, well, this will be a weird speed bump when we're 60 episodes into this, and people go, "What happened that one week? Scott lost 7 pounds, and then went back
Right.
up 3 pounds, and then he was back down 4 pounds. I don't know what the hell happened there." And it'll be like, and then you'll have to go back and watch it, and it'll be like, "Oh, he had the flu." Okay, it
Right.
wasn't anything health related. So
The bad news is I pretty much discontinued my walking program for most of the week.
right.
Now my stamina's down a little bit. I got to build that back up because man, at this age, we've talked before, it is not forgiving at all, either on your weight with what you're eating or in missing a couple days of exercise. You've got to keep that level up, man, or it just goes on you. It just fades. So, pretty excited about the results. Hard way to get there. Wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
No, I
But
wouldn't recommend throwing up and or having
and
other
worse.
stuff going on. Yeah, to
Yes.
get to there. That's not what we recommend. We're not recommending anorexia what the Miralax diet. We're not recommending any of this.
I told you in the middle of this, the next week's headline on the video was going to be, I lost an amazing 7 pounds in just 7 days using this one simple trick doctors don't want you to know about.
Oh yeah, that is going to be the title. We are going to clickbait this for sure. There's going to be so
Are
many
you,
people that click on it and be like, "Oh my god."
are you really going to do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Why not? You know?
Okay, so for everybody that tuned in, I know it's even a little late. We apologize for the clickbaity title, but seriously, what the fuck did you think? If you've never seen our show before, did you think we suddenly came up with the goddamn magic answer?
Right.
All he had to do was stop drinking carbonation, fucking carbonation, pound a day. I stopped eating carbonation and balsamic vinegar. I cut out balsamic vinegar and carbonation. That's the key.
That was it.
Doctors
There
don't
we
want
go.
you to know about it.
They've
So
been waiting. Doctors have been pushing. They've been held up by the balsamic vinegar industry, and they'll be upset that you're going to learn these tricks.
big balsamic.
Big balsamic. It's big oil in a different way, you know?
Yes, very good. Very
Yes.
good. So today we're going to talk a little bit after we do our health check-in here. We're going to talk a little bit about fast food. We don't have a mom's minute queued up and ready. She's been pretty busy. She's got them written out. She's got like the next 3 or 4 ready to go. We just got to get them recorded. So we're giving mom a week off. We're going to talk a little fast food as we often do. And we're going to talk a little healthy fast food. Truman, we threatened that a few weeks ago. And we're going to talk a little. Can you eat fast food and still be healthy? Is there something that you can do to help yourself out? So we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. So Truman, you're right in the middle of the D.A.S.H diet. That's the D.A.S.H. That is the what does that stand for again?
Man, I hate. I have to do this every time. I can remember 3 of the words. It's diet against blah hypertension. I cannot for the
Systemic,
life of me. Nah, no.
systolic,
It's
shambolic.
God damn it. What does it stand for? Dot. Damn it. Dietary approaches to stop hypertension. That's what I keep on going diets against, but it's dietary approach to stop hypertension. There you
All
go.
right, which of course is high blood pressure, which
Yes.
translates into basically low sodium.
Yes.
That's what you're doing. Although you're not really doing low sodium, you're just trying to keep it within a reasonable amount. You're at
Right.
2,400 milligrams, right?
Yeah, I basically stay just trying to eat. Like, I didn't eat, like, a bunch of red meat this week. I didn't eat fatty meats. I didn't eat deli meats, really, this week.
Can
Unless
do
it
it.
was, like, a turkey deli meat. And even turkey deli meat's
Hmm.
But, the things they do to make those deli meat. Like, pepperoni,
Any kind of
capicola, all that stuff,
any
basically
kind
off
of
limits.
preservatives or curatives
Mm-hmm.
part because what they do to cure salami, pastrami, um, capicola, all that stuff is pink salt, which is sodium nitrate, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Sodium
Yeah,
nitrite, one of the two.
that sounds right.
It's basically they call it pink salt, and it's in no way, shape, or form salt, but it's a curative, and that's what they put on there, and it leaves a residue of sodium. So that's something that you always have to watch if you're eating low sodium. Truman, what's some other foods that you found that you just cannot eat on this D.A.S.H diet? I'm guessing a lot of fast food.
I stayed away from sugar. I
Okay,
get 5 servings of sugar or fewer a week. So I basically was like, okay, like I had like a soda on like Friday, and I was like, cool, I did it. That was my serving of
and it's
sugar.
for you a serving of sugar is basically like an 8 ounce soda, right? It's not even
Yeah,
it's not
one
even 12
one
ounce,
cup of
right?
lemonade. Yeah. So I had like one like a large like a 16-ounce soda, and that was like it for my soda for the week. So,
All
but
right,
I
I know
I
that's a
basically
big
saved it
improvement
for
for you.
that.
Very
Yes.
good,
But
outstanding, sir.
I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I'm at that point. I'm reaching that point that a lot of people reach in their diets where you're just feel like you're just slamming your head against a wall to it's just not
Well,
coming off. It's not gonna come off as easy as it did at the beginning, but I don't
you
know.
know, you see a lot of diets and you see a lot of verbiage that's somewhere in the neighborhood of are you tired of dieting and working as hard as you can and exercising and not seeing any results? We'll try our diet. Well, number one, if you're doing everything you can and you're exercising, you're going to see results. All
Right?
right.
Yeah.
So, your problem, as we've discussed, you're about 5 days on, 2 days off.
Yeah. Ish. Yeah. Right.
And that just isn't, it's a recipe for sustaining.
Hmm.
It's not a recipe for loss. So that's kind of what we're running into
Yeah.
at this point. We're gonna need a little more commitment from you, son. I know part of the idea of this show is to show us how easy it can be done. But at this rate, we're losing like 0.2 pounds a week.
Right. I think it's part of it. I think we talked
By
about
the
how
way, I want to get
successful.
this lecture out of the way before I gain 3 pounds in the coming week.
Yes, right. But I think we talk about like things like keto, where we're like, oh well, keto was very successful. But I think part of what makes keto so successful is you're like, dude, if I don't follow this diet, then the whole reason I was doing this diet, which is to get into ketosis, will be lost. And so if
Right.
I go off this diet for one meal, I ruin myself for 4 days. I lost 4 days worth of progress to hopefully get back on ketosis in a couple days. And all these other diets, because they're not, you're like, oh, what's one meal? What's a
Mm-hmm.
weekend? What's a drink here? What's a burger there? And but that it is a level of commitment. It's absolutely right now is a level of commitment for me. I've talked about before. I've had this realization where it's like, if I want to continue, if I actually want to make this push, there's actual real lifestyle changes I have to make. And I
Yeah.
just and to this point, I still haven't made them. And I can
You've
sit
got to
here, I
go.
can bang that drum all week. But I'm not doing it.
You've got to make a commitment from 75% to about 90%.
Absolutely, yes.
And yeah, it's just a matter of getting outside your comfort zone when you don't want to be.
Right.
It's easy to do at work. You can get into a routine. Easy to do for breakfast. When you're working, you get up and do the same thing. Man, you start going out to eat. You start partying with friends. Yep, it's a slippery slope. Luckily, I'm old and don't have any friends, so
The
that
grass
works out.
the grass still grows on Memorial Day. I've been saying it.
What did you do Sunday, by the way? Because we were going to go to. Speaking of healthy, we were going to go to Indian buffet.
We had
Uh,
friends over to. We're trying to clear out our alcohol, so we had a like Memorial Day. Everybody come over. Like we made like fun cocktails, and we were hung in the pool all day. By the
oh,
way, the pool is being in the pool all day. Honestly, is a sneaky way to do hangout activities while still doing something that's actually active that you don't think about. Honestly,
not even sneaky. Not even. I mean, yeah. I guess because you're not swimming laps and shit. But yeah, I mean, you're against resistance all day. At
yes,
least lower body resistance. And sometimes when you're
right.
swimming for the ball, or you're swimming from one end to the other, fucking great exercise. I was spending 3 hours in a pool, 4 hours in a pool against resistance. That's fucking great.
That's like, yeah, we were just
Just
we were
doing
hanging
it
out
splashing
talking.
around.
Yeah, we were hanging out talking in the pool. We have like a floating beer pong table that we play in the pool. Uh, that was like the most exercise I did that day was playing beer
Right.
pong in the pool, and I still wore my watch. I still hit like 1,400 calories burned for the day because I was in the because it's like standing around at a party, except you're going against a fluid at all times. That isn't air. Air,
Right.
technically a fluid, whatever. But water has a lot more resistance to you, so your body, you're just quietly moving through and doing these things. So it was interesting. That's what I'm learning.
So, and that's the other burden of doing a show is not only are you cheating yourself by having a couple bad days,
Cheating the viewers, shooting you.
you're cheating the viewers who might tune in to wonder how this DASH diet would be for them.
Absolutely.
Like, well, let's see what kind of results Truman's having. Well, we don't fucking know. So,
Yeah.
and again, it seems like, eh, I was on a plateau for 6 weeks.
Right.
I don't want to seem like I'm hammering on you, but
Right.
you know what the problem is.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and part of it, and again, I think this is a cop out answer, but it's something that as I've voiced these frustrations of my, God bless Tina. I sometimes we sit here at night and I kind of voice my frustrations. I'm like, God damn, I did this shit, I did that, did this, and didn't lose any weight. And to be honest, and I don't think this is the answer, but it could be. I've been doing this, swinging sledgehammers for 5 to 6 weeks. She was like, maybe you're gaining muscle, and I was like, maybe. I was like, but I don't think
that's
I'm.
very possible.
But I don't know if I'm gaining enough muscle to offset. I'm also not
No,
committing to losing enough weight, but I'm also,
you should do. You have calipers?
no. But I've No, I should. You know, as an engineer,
It.
you'd expect me to have calipers somewhere, but
Well, it's a great way to test, and what we're talking about is, of course, body fat
right.
calipers,
Yes.
where you measure. You just basically take a pinch of your skin, and it measures what percentage of body fat you have. So that would answer that question.
I
I
mean, I do
know.
notice I haven't been getting as tired hammering stuff. I helped two friends move this weekend. I helped somebody move into an apartment that was on a story,
Oh,
second floor, and Owen was there helping, and Owen was out of breath. Listen, I'm not here to roast Owen too much, but listen, tune in Dom. That's true. We record tonight. I roast Owen all the time, anyways, but he'll appreciate the shout out as he doesn't listen to the show, anyways.
right.
But he was out of breath. Like he was like, "Holy shit! Oh my god, I'm out of shape." Like we were carrying a dresser up the stairs, and I'm just like, "Oh, this is." I felt normal, and I was like, "I can't believe I
Right.
feel like a
You're
normal
you're not
human being
you're not out of breath.
moving a dresser up a flight." I moved it. I legit. I was like, I feel great. I was like, I still feel good. I went and did stuff the rest of the day. Uh,
Is it possible your company that you work for, they were looking at this project, they're going, "Who's getting a little doughy? Who's, uh, who's getting a little doughy, need a little tune up?" Oh,
slim that man up a little bit. Yeah,
how about our new engineer? How about our new engineer? He looked
yeah.
good swinging that. So you got to celebrate your great victory in passing your test, becoming a full-fledged engineer by going out and it's great news, Hammond. That's great news, Truman. Grab that fucking hammer.
Yeah.
You're going out and sledging it again for 8 more hours.
Yeah. Hey, well, I also got to move a piano today, and I'm still a normal human being for the
You moved a piano from where to
yes.
where?
From I was helping friends. We moved it from a house that was like the basement. We had to take it around the front, like go up a hill and pack it into a U-Haul, unload it into a U-Haul, take it up through somebody's front step and then into a living room.
Like an upright piano?
Yeah, an upright piano.
You didn't pick it up.
Oh
You
no,
rolled.
we picked it up.
You picked it up?
Yeah, they got the handles there on the back. There was like one handle on each side.
How many of you picked it up?
Uh, like I would say, okay, so
Fucking
four
upright piano,
sort of.
like 600 pounds or so?
About I don't know. It was heavy. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was heavy, but it was like 400 pounds. It was four people, like for some of it. But when we were going up and down the ramps of the U-Haul, it was basically me and one other guy, and everybody's just kind of trying to help on the sides, but you can't really help that much.
Right.
So yeah, but we were doing. We did it. We were out there. I'm
Okay.
lifting on Memorial Day.
Don't fucking yeah. Don't wear yourself out. I'm gonna need you that moving ability here in a few months. So
Oh, I'm actually sorry. I was actually winded the whole time. I was can't. I don't
bummer.
think I could do it.
Oh, great. You got 3 months to get in shape.
Oh,
That's excellent news.
damn it.
And yes, that is the way the father-son relationships. I help him not move, not at all. He will come and help me move. You actually still
That
owe
is
me a
true.
move because we came down to New Mexico twice.
You did help. You did help. Well,
Oh,
Mom came down to New Mexico twice. You did
yeah.
come down to New Mexico though. I do owe you one.
You lived on the top. You lived on the third floor of your apartment complex. That is 7,500 fucking feet of altitude. I walked up to your apartment one time, said that is going to do it for me.
Dude,
I'm out.
shout out the random guy that I knew from college that unfortunately was interning in Albuquerque, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey man, there's these couches that I'm gonna go and pick up. Can you help me move them?" And we moved them up 3 stories, and it was couches or the 2 stories because I was on third floor, so two sets of stairs, and we moved it, and it was the reclining couches. So not only was
Oh,
it just a couch, one of them was a reclining couch.
super heavy.
Yes, it was awful. It was terrible. And like that guy helped me do that. I bought him a meal. I maybe bought him another meal later on. And then legit we just never hung out again. I haven't talked to him since that. And that's really shout out to people like that who come into your life and just do something like that and then
Right.
just never like unfortunately you happened to mention that you were in the same town as me when that happened and you helped me move on and then we don't talk ever again. That's just shout
I'm
out that
so
guy, man, for sure.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's as and if you're of a certain age and you hear two guys moving a couch up 3 flights of steps, there's only one word you think of. What is it, Truman? Do you know it?
My back, legs.
Pivot.
Oh, pivot. Oh,
Pivot.
yes. God, I did have to hear that a couple times moving stuff this weekend. Yes, that. Yeah, yes. Everybody's got it. Everybody yells it. Yes,
The Friends episode. All right.
yes.
So we'll check in on the wrap up of Dash next week. Truman is committed. Since this weekend is already gone, I guess this new grass grows on Memorial Day too. I'll have to start next weekend.
Hey, there you go. Hey, you're using it. You're using it. There we go. Let's go.
Very good. All right, so Truman, let's talk a little fast food here, buddy.
Okay.
Let's talk
I'm
about
down.
whether you can go to a fast food joint and eat a healthy meal, and not
Right.
just healthy for fast food, but actually healthy. All right.
Yeah.
So it used to be every fast food joint, and when I talk about everyone, I'm talking about the big 4 or 5, your McDonald's, your Burger King, your Wendy's. What else am I missing there? Who
Burger
else had
King.
salad? Who else?
Probably Arby's.
Hardee's.
Arby's probably had a.
Arby's.
Arby's might still have a salad. I wouldn't be
Um,
shocked. Arby's has like their market fresh menu where they've got like a whole wheat bread and stuff.
get on that, would you?
What?
So
Yeah,
I said,
I
get
got
on that, would you? So here's the deal.
No,
Those
the
salad.
closest they have to a salad is a pecan chicken salad sandwich.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think I had done this research when we were going to do this episode, and we kind of delayed it. And there's only one place that still does salads, and it used to be everywhere did a salad. However, they were incredibly unhealthy. Most of the salads were somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 calories. They started at 1,000 calories, and sometimes would have 30, 40 grams of fat. Well, for comparison's sake, if I remember my stats, a Big Mac somewhere around 600 calories, I think, is 32 grams of fat. So you're basically eating a Big Mac, almost 2 Big Macs,
Right.
calorie wise, when you have one of these salads. So I think they weren't very popular because why would you get one? So instead of trying to retool them, much like a lot of things, it seemed like during the pandemic, it was just an excuse to get shit off the menu. It wasn't a top seller. McDonald's did it with their breakfast. If you notice, we no longer have breakfast all day long at McDonald's, which is bullshit. Um, and you notice most places no longer have salads. The exception, Wendy's, as a few salads,
Or salad
and
still.
you could actually eat one of their salads and remain relatively on path, or depending on what diet you were doing. But if you were just calorie counting and fat counting, you could bring it in. You could go to Wendy's and have a meal. They've modified their taco salad. They used to do a taco salad in the traditional style with the tortilla bowl,
Yeah, not a
which
salad at all. Yeah.
starts you at about I would just think around 1,000 calories for the bowl.
Ironic that they call it a salad because it has to be. I mean, a Chipotle tortilla is 400 calories,
Uh huh.
and let's say you deep fry that and probably 1.5 times the size. So yeah, it absolutely. Any taco salad shell is probably starting at about six to 700 calories for the shell, I imagine.
And probably 20 plus grams of fat because it's
Yeah.
all just
Oh,
deep
yeah.
fried dough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly right. So Wendy's has changed that. They now just do their taco salad with some random tortilla chips. But the only thing you have to worry about is there's still, and this is pertinent for you on this week's diet because there's still a shit ton of sodium. I don't know how they do. I think it must be just preservatives that they put on there to preserve the lettuce. Because if you'll notice, I'm looking at the Wendy's apple pecan salad. Okay,
Apple pecan salad. All
a
right, I got it up.
nice little salad, 450 calories. The dressing has 90 calories per packet. If you wanted to go that way, 25 plus 3 as far as the fat goes. But 1,230 milligrams of sodium, Truman, better than half your daily allowance, right there. The carbs are a little high. And I think that's going to be because of the apples that are on there. And what else is there's some craisins and shit. So yeah, that's where your carbs are going to come from.
Well, it's also. I mean, it's also. It looks like it's breaded chicken. I will say, it's got a little bit of a.
I think it's still grilled, buddy. I think that's just grilled the marks on there.
Well, then where the hell is all this? All the damn. It is grilled chicken. I see it now in the description. Where the hell is all the fucking? Where's all that sodium come from? Is it the blue
Oh,
cheese?
it's amazing. No, it's not even blue cheese dressing that it comes with.
No,
Um,
it's got blue cheese crumbles though.
it's a pomegranate vinaigrette. No, your blue cheese are gonna have them. It's salt. it has to be from preservatives on the lettuce. It's the only thing I can, because it's not the nuts.
Dude,
Because
it's
if you look,
1,230 milligrams of sodium. That is
I know.
one half of your milligram sodium, and that's just for the salad. So
All
that's
right.
1,230 milligrams of sodium for
Okay, so
450 calories.
part of that's going to be the pecans. So if you go through and you look at like their Caesar salad,
Mm-hmm.
290 calories, by the way. Dressing, 240.
Yeah.
Salad, 13 grams of fat. Dressing, 25. So a lot of times in real life, you're making your salad at home, the fucking dressing makes or breaks it,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's going to be healthy or not. If you're making, just really healthy ingredients, lettuce, onions, tomatoes, no meat, no cheese, whatever, and you dump 4 tablespoons of blue cheese on there, you might as well fucking eat a Big Mac. Okay?
Yeah.
Just saying. But so that has 960 milligrams of sodium. So some of the sodium I think was going to come from the pecans, like the coating on the pecans, probably. Some sort of candy salt mixtured, a sugar salt mix that turns into that candying. I would think that's going to be some of your salt. But yeah, I'm actually, as someone who has been an observer of fast food salads, I'm impressed with what Wendy's has done.
Yeah.
And frankly, I'm glad that the other ones have fucking gotten rid of them. Because if you're not going to try, you're just going to fuck around and give me a 1,200 calorie salad. Just fucking don't do it.
Now I'm actually looking at the one other place. I remember a fast food place that actually does have salads. I remember having coworkers talk about it, and I'm not necessarily an advocate for this place, but Chick-fil-A does have salads. Scott, their Cobb salad. I want you to I want your guess on this. The Cobb salad at Chick-fil-A has 850 calories, which is pretty it's not unreasonable for a full meal of a salad. It's
Okay.
still pretty high, but how many milligrams of sodium does it have?
1,300.
2220.
Your day. That's your day.
That's my day. That's my day's worth of sodium, and I'm only getting 850. Man, where the and it's and their spicy Southwest is 690 calories, but 1570. Their market salad is 540 calories, but 1010. So this blows my mind. The sodium blows my mind.
Yeah. It's amazing. It tells you how much sodium fast food places use, because it used to be, you would look at like something like, trying to think there was like something at McDonald's, like their yogurt parfait or something had like a shit ton of sodium. Like, how do you even do that? How do you even do that? So here's the bottom line. We talked last week about trying to hit all your macros is sometimes like trying to throw a bunch of badgers in the bag. You just keep throwing them in there, and the more badgers you throw in, one fucking badger is going to get out. So if you're trying to get low carb, low sugar, low fat, low calories, low sodium, something's coming out of that bag. All right, you're just you limit your dietary options, so you really have to pick the macros that work for you. I would not advise anyone to eat high sodium.
No.
I think 2,400 milligrams of sodium should be on everybody's diet.
Yes.
Tops. There's no reason to exceed that. I mean, lots of
But
reasons, because
but
most food shits on sodium. But
but so much of fast food is
yes,
high in sodium because they're trying to preserve food. They're trying to legitimately that's why salt was basically invented, was to basically preserve food and keep it for longer, and so that we didn't have to grow it as fast, or that to help with production. And I think that's what we're running into here, and that's why your fast foods and a lot of stuff like that, it's just going to have a lot of sodium. If you cook at home, your lettuce probably ain't going to have a ton of sodium because they're not that worried about preservatives.
especially if you rinse it. There could be some preservative on there that they spray at the grocery store to keep it looking green. If you buy like loose leaf lettuce, it's not wrapped. Make
Right.
sure and that's always a good rule. I think Mom would agree with us on that. Always rinse your vegetables. Everything that you buy, you rinse your fruit, rinse your vegetables.
You
Get
rinse
any
your
kind
rice? You're supposed to rinse your rice. Did you know that?
rinse your rice.
That's a big
I
thing.
I don't make
Rinsing the rice.
I don't make a lot of rice,
I guess
so
you
I
don't.
did not
Yeah,
know
you
that,
don't.
but that's a great tip.
There
That's
you
a
go.
great tip. When I did have a rice cooker and made a lot of rice, I usually did not. So good to know.
I know that I'm supposed to, and I still don't always. So
Now you're talking about raw rice that you get in a bag and you cook. You're not talking about instant rice or Uncle Ben's or anything like
nah,
that. You're
I
talking.
doubt it. That stuff is so covered. Speaking of stuff that's probably so covered in salt, probably any of your rice-a-ronis.
Oh,
I had a when I was in McPherson, I had It was a packet. You didn't even have to add water. I don't know how they did this, but it was rice. It was dry rice in a packet. You put it in the microwave. It came out. It was steamed rice, perfectly moist. I don't know how they did that, and I
Magic.
assume it's a million things of sodium somewhere
Well,
in
and
that.
here's the other reason that I'd be remiss in saying why they put sodium on things. Does it fucking taste good?
It's true.
It makes things taste better. It makes a salad, a bunch of lettuce, and a fucking couple pieces of cheese taste like a meal.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing right there. That's a huge reason of why there's so much sodium in fast food. So I guess the bottom line is what I'm saying is if you have a family, they like to go to fast food, they like to get that kid's meal, whatever, you could go to Wendy's. And as long as you were careful about what you ate the rest of the day, you could have a salad. You could bring it in within your macros. Watch that dressing. Watch that fucking Caesar dressing, man. 25 grams of fat for a packet of dressing. Again, Big
You
Mac,
could just get
32.
the Caesar. You get the Caesar salad. You're out the door for under 300 calories, under 1,000 grams of sodium. It's not
And
bad.
look at their other dressings. Look at your vinaigrettes, your
Yeah.
things like that. And a lot of times they even have like a low fat option for like a Caesar dressing or something. So,
Got
um,
this, and this is one of those things where we talk about macros again. I'm curious. The Dave single with cheese, 590 calories, 1030 milligrams of sodium. I don't. Why are the salads so salty, man? What the burgers aren't even this salty. They're 1030 milligrams of. That is the same. That is basically the same as their Caesar salad. That is 290 calories. You
I know.
save 300 calories, but you don't lose any sodium. I'm losing my. I I want to hunt this down. I want to hunt down Big Salad. I want to know. I am very curious what's happening over there at
Hey,
Fast Food Salad Land.
I do want to say one thing before we move on and close out the show. You said the reason salt was invented. Obviously, salt wasn't invented.
Thank you. Yes, right.
Salt
It's
is a
yes.
natural occurring thing. So there's nobody in the lab. That goddamn Da Vinci thought of everything. So
Yeah.
we do know that salt is a naturally occurring thing. I actually read an entire like 600-page book. It was, you know, what it's called.
History of salt.
It's called Salt. Just fucking salt. It was all about salt and how they used it to preserve cod and all the mining and the things and the battles and the wars that have been fought over salt. I mean, we've seen some people get stabbed with forks over not passing the salt at our family table, but I don't think we've ever seen full-fledged wars break out.
Oh yeah, but Spice Wars, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So, um, be that as it may, I think that closes out fast food. You can do it because we've talked about a lot of other fast food things, and you're like, well, it's still pretty shitty, but you know, if you want to eat shitty, it's you can eat this. But we're going to try to talk about fast food items, some things that maybe will fit your diet a little better. Although none of them are going to fit the Dash diet, as we've
I
discovered.
and I think the answer is always, it is a bit of an elitist thing to say, but the answer is probably cooking at home. It always a lot of these things dial down to
Is
probably
cooking,
cutting back on
cooking
sugar, cutting back on carbohydrates, and cooking at home, man.
Hey,
It's
is cooking at home elitist?
no, I mean it's like a time thing, like because a lot of people who are working or
Oh, that's
have to
true.
keep on going,
Yes.
they don't have
Oh,
time to sit down and cook. Where it's like cook and make your kids a meal. It's like I don't have time, man. Happy Meals take 5 minutes. I can grab 6 of them for my 6 kids. I don't have to work for 10 hours to support my 6 kids. Then come home and cook for 2 to cook for all these kids. So I
my
like.
oldest daughter is the funniest one because she was always like, "Well, you guys always." I remember like eating mac and cheese and going to McDonald's. I'm gonna feed my kids so much, blah blah blah. You know that fucking kid's favorite dish is mac and cheese. You know what her favorite restaurant is? Fucking McDonald's.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
happens.
What
You run
every
out of
parent
town.
says, I'm not gonna have them watch Disney. I'm gonna keep them
That was
out of
all. That
Disney.
was
I'm not
us.
gonna.
We're gonna boycott Disney. No fucking Disney around here. They're everywhere. I don't want to eat shit. That lasted about 3 months until you all were able to sit up and fucking hold your head up straight and go, "Whoa, whoa, Mickey Mouse." There you go.
McMoss, yes.
So yeah, that's a lot of times is to quote Mike Tyson. Everybody's got a play until you get punched in the mouth. And
Yeah.
everybody's got a plan of what a great parent they're going to be, how they're going to do it different. I'm not going to be like my parents. Blah, blah, biggity, fucking blah. And all of a sudden, you start having kids, and you're like, holy shit, when did I start channeling my dad? Turn that. What are you? We trying to heat the whole outside? Close that fucking door. Oh, must be the maid's day off. Somebody didn't do the dishes. Oh, Jesus Christ. I want to put a bullet in my fucking head sometimes when I hear myself talk.
At the time, I just like it's just a natural reaction at this point. I'm not even a parent, but like again, you talked about our my niece. She'll say things. I'm like, hey, whoa, what are we? And they're all like, haha, you got mad. I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, are we not stopping that? Are we just they're saying that they can say that now? That's okay. Well, whatever. Who am I? I get it.
Uh, I would say there's not a lot of 10-year-olds that have more of a mouth on them, more of a and she's not quite a sailor. She's a midshipman with her mouth.
She can fit in. She can fit in on a construction site. She wouldn't be. She wouldn't have her ears turned red on a construction site. That says something.
She calls her mom by her first name. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, we all call her. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We all call well yeah yes
Right.
he, but you know what she's a great kid. Sid's doing a great job of raising her. Her grades were fantastic. She's made it through COVID very well adjusted. So I have no beefs. They're just approaching her raising a rather unconventional style.
Hey, you know.
So she's part of the course. She's taller than her mom. So she is now officially
Is
she
she officially tall?
has some platforms on the other. She goes, "Am I taller than you, Moo?" Like, shut the fuck up. You're not quite there yet, but you're
She
good.
said something similar to me, and I was like, you can't even don't even start with me. Don't
That's
ask me
right.
about this.
Anyway,
Yeah.
she's a good kid. Um, starting to eat better. She went through that kid thing where it's mac and
She's
cheese,
trying new things. She has
chicken
been trying some new
tenders.
things. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. What she tried? Oh, she tried a jalapeno popper yesterday we went to a barbecue joint. She tried a cream cheese stuffed jalapeno popper and didn't like it, but didn't spit it out. Like didn't too hot. In fairness, they'd really done a good job of defanging the jalapenos. Very,
Oh,
very,
dude,
very little.
you smoke a whole
Yeah,
jalapeno popper. Oh man, it's so good. And that's
yeah. It was a bacon wrapped jalapeno popper. They mixed cream cheese with brown sugar, which I think is weird, and it tasted weird.
mm,
But just
just
put
put
the
cream cheese and
yeah.
cheese in that. Shredded cheese, cream cheese, jalapeno popper, wrap it with bacon. We're done. But Bob's
We're
your
not
man.
trying to put an extra twist on the dismount. You're fine. Just
Yeah,
fucking do it. So,
yeah, it's been
all
perfected.
right,
All right,
all right, bud. So, as we've discovered, grass this still grows on Memorial Day. I think that's going to be the theme for the show.
that's what I've heard.
Uh, so anyway, got anything else before we go?
No, I think that's it. I do appreciate everybody. Appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you checking out. Hey, if you want to hear more of our just constant stream of my constant stream of consciousness, not as much of yours. You don't tweet every day, but I tweet every day pretty much at Steam Machine on Twitter. You can go follow Scott over at Steamroller. Hey, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching here on YouTube, especially if you made it 43 minutes into this episode. Listen, what are we doing here? Let's get it done. What more can we say to get you to like, comment, and subscribe here? Maybe
Um,
share to your
yeah, and
friends.
we're going to have a couple of I want to start having a couple guests on that have had some success. We'd like to know your success stories. What have you done in the past? What are you doing right now? What hasn't worked? What has worked? If you've got any diet experience, drop it in the comment section as well. Of course, if you're checking us out in podcast form, don't forget to rate 5 stars, bitches, 5 stars, and drop us a review there as well. Of course, it's Open Disaster Productions over on the YouTube. And yeah, I think that pretty
Oh,
much cleans up the house, eh?
and we do need more diet suggestions. Let's start a new diet next week. So we're always taking more suggestions, especially as we kind of run out of. I am listening. I have heard some people have recommended a cleanse of sorts, maybe a juice cleanse, or maybe that Sydney, even my sister, has recommended maybe doing a raw food cleanse.
Uh-huh.
Not totally out of the question. I've some people have asked if I might go revisit keto and rethink about that. See if that was a fluke of being the first diet, or if that is legitimately what works for me. I think That absolutely could be done. I think it's gonna take. I'm again when I'm in the field, I'm a little more limited on these diets that I have the freedom to do because I'm not as in much of control of my lunches. But it's certainly something that once we're should be back to normal here in 2 to 3, 4 weeks. Where once we're in the new studio, and I think I should be able to get back to tackling all sorts of crazy diets.
What
So
what do you get to wear when you're out there on the swinging the hammer? Anything you want to? Jeans and a shirt?
jeans and a shirt, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Every fucking shirt I wore, if I were you, would be horizontal black and white stripes.
Why?
You look like you're on the fucking chain gang.
That would be funny.
I would wear black and white stripes every goddamn day. You're out there swinging that. Are you starting to lead them in old Negro spirituals?
No.
Swing lows. No,
No.
nothing.
No,
Oh
I'm not.
man.
All right, we appreciate everybody for being here. We appreciate everybody for hanging out. Again, that's been Scott Steamroller Steen. I've been Truman, the Steam Machine Steen. Dad, I love you. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Thank you to everybody who, especially those who have made the ultimate sacrifice or know people who have made the ultimate sacrifice. We do appreciate you. We appreciate our troops. Appreciate all the dreamers, the believers, even the fat guys for being here. We'll see you guys next week when we got plenty more to do. See you.
Take care, everybody.